Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of HPR. So we're talking about Doom Eternal. So you pooped your pants. I hopped on board in the Doom train way back on Doom 3. Didn't play the originals, wasn't quite old enough, wasn't interested. Doom 3 was fantastic, horror game. Then I got into Doom 2016, which was more of an action game, less of a horror game. And Doom Eternal is back to the action game of Doom 2016. Is it better? Is it worse? I love it and I hate it. Want to know why? Stick around and find out. The story, spoiler free of course, is I would give it a 5 out of 10. It's been done before, it's been done better before, and what is there is just pretty meh. The characters are pretty bland. It's a cool concept, just the writing's pretty average. Audio, on the other hand, is an 8 out of 10. It's very well mixed game. The low ends are utilized very well. Mid-range is, like in every other medium, is really good. The high ends are kind of lackluster if I remember correctly, but it's mixed very well and the game sounds good. Nothing gets muddy amongst the other sounds. It all sounds really good together. Unfortunately, what Doom 2016 was remembered for was its very heavy, very well-made soundtrack. Doom Eternal does not carry that torch in any way. Doom 2016 was heavy, chuggy, just down-tuned 8-string guitar riffs all over the place. Doom Eternal, Mick Gordon apparently wanted to do a much more atmospheric album, soundtrack, and it just... When you have a franchise and it has a sound and a unique style going for it, the idea of going ground up different is not exactly the best idea. Your best option is usually to take what the franchise is known for and just evolve it. Just change it a little bit. Don't turn it into monks chanting. And in terms of the electronic and mixed with the heavy guitars does sound good. Some of the tracks, I think 2 of the tracks sound really good. Just like got me pumped up. The main 2 complaints I have, my girlfriend can attest that I complained halfway through and I was constantly, as an audio nerd, I was constantly messing with the sound and like the bars and the options. Like, why does the sound weird? It's not mixed right. And I complained about that every single time I played it. And sure enough, an article comes out that it was apparently not the final mix released or something. And yeah, so there's a reason the audio sounds good, but the music doesn't sound as good as it should, and apparently there's a reason for that. That's a bummer. And on top of that, the music structure in general was not well done. It builds to a peak and nothing happens. So the guitar and the riffs will build and build and build, and just you're like ready for it to just the bass to drop, you're ready for the thing to happen, and the thing never happens. Hello? The music builds, and then once it reaches a peak, it just stops and then does the build again. Where's the payoff? There is no payoff with the music, and it's wildly disappointing to listen to. Graphics, on the other hand, look muddy. They don't look very good, not very sharp, kind of trash. And then I put on a pair of glasses and Doom Eternal looks phenomenal. Doom Eternal is probably one of the best looking console games to date. It's fantastic. Incredible assets, very high assets, really, really good graphics. And the landscapes look incredible. The utilization of the art team was just, in most video games, good example, the art books always look better than the video games because they aren't able to properly convey the true art design in the video game in like the 3D realm. Doom Eternal really executes this extremely well. It is a great looking game across the board. The landscapes are just incredible. The demons look angry and vicious, especially the Mancubus. I love the Mancubus. Some of the demons they took, like the Mancubus, were I think it's the Doom 2 enemy designs, and they just not upres them, they remodeled them and make them look like the classics, which look great. Personally, I would like the Doom 3 Mancubus to return with the little Cthulhu noodle-looking squid face. I miss that. And let's be honest, the Doom 3 Mancubus monster reveal was the best monster reveal in the whole franchise. We know I'm right. While I'm talking about enemies, the bosses. The boss battles are fantastic. They're so much fun. They're super difficult. They're super fun. There's something about them that I really can't stand, but I won't tell you that until later, so hang in there. The bosses, when they're good, they're good. They are very good. This is classic video game boss fight, and the arenas you fight them in are excellent. It's a little reliant on mobs due to how fast your ammo depletes, which I'm also going to get to in a moment when I talk about gameplay. It's pretty well balanced in terms of boss battles. There's a few mechanical things that I'm wishy-washy on, but they're really fun when they're going well, and good music in those for sure. Good boss battles. Gameplay-wise, the gameplay is 10 out of 10. The gameplay for Doom Eternal is as fine-tuned as I think it could probably get. Gameplay-wise, it's incredible, and it utilizes the entire gamepad all of the time. The level design, let's just get this straight from the track really quick. The level design is done in a much different way, and it's much more like classic Doom. The levels are really, really long now. I did a level that lasted about 2 hours long, and by the end of it, my hands were so cramped, I just wanted to stop playing video games and watch Netflix. I was like, done. Thank you, Doom. I'm set. I'm done for the night. That's all I need. Your options are through the roof, and my main complaint with that is that it makes Doom 2016 obsolete. Doom 2016 feels slow now. After playing Doom Eternal, Doom 2016 is just, it's training wheels. It's training wheels. It's just circle strafing and use the correct weapon. Now you have circle strafing with about a dozen options. And it definitely shows. It feels much better, it's much faster, much more kinetic, and it's just a much more aggressive gameplay, and I really like it. In terms of my complaints, I don't have many, but the ones I have are very big. Mainly, the soundtrack is not at all what I think it could be, and not at all I think what it could have been. It's very, very disappointing. Another one is the shotgun is still the go-to for everything. You could not look at an encounter and say that could have not have all been resolved with just using the shotgun. That's a complaint I've had since Doom 2016. Another complaint is the levels are, well, very, very well designed levels. They're very simplistic, and I 100%ed each level the first time I beat it. So my replay value plummeted immediately because I found all the secrets, did all the hidden stuff, the challenges, and I did everything first try. Little disappointing, no real reason to go back and comb through the levels again because it's very easy to 100% it with the way the map and the UI and everything works. Another complaint is the ammo depletion is so rapid. I was constantly, my full ring of weapons was constantly, I had them all empty. And I understand that's partly a unwillingness to use the chainsaw more because they want you using your entire arsenal all the time. But having to remember that, this is a personal thing, having to remember everything, it's a little difficult. Constantly running out of ammo is a little annoying. I wish you had a bit more ammunition, but hey, I get it. Some of the mini bosses, and one of the main bosses. I won't do any spoilers, but they're essentially QTEs, quick time events. QTEs have been dead for about 10 years now in video games. Why is it showing up? It just breaks the flow of Doom so bad, the pacing just dies. Doom is such a fast game that utilizes your ability to strategize how you're going to tackle an encounter and just rips that from you, rip and tear. It rips and tears that from you. Did you like that? It's 3 in the morning, guys. I'm not all there right now. Where was I? QTEs. It just feels weird. It just feels really weird. The life system, the 1-ups that you can collect, it just feels out of place. I don't understand it. It feels weird. It just feels weird. Oh, also something that I forgot about is some of the stuff makes some of the enemies just pointless now. The Cacodemon, for instance, the grenade launcher makes it essentially worthless. It's not an enemy or a threat. It's just a very low tier obstacle, which is a bummer. Yeah. Speaking of obstacles, let's move on to my pros. I still don't remember what they're called. You swing from them.
I know.
The monkey bars. They still feel very spotty, and so does the climbing.
I love the climbing.
It's funny, but it feels super spotty if you're actually gonna grab it or not. Got some spotty platforming, but the game feels super polished despite that. There is really cool visual body damage on the enemies, which is great. It's super gory, not bloody. No game's bloody anymore. Games need to be way bloodier. Put blood in video games again. The full utilization of the controller is excellent. I have not seen a game do that before, and I love that. The amount of strategy that you have in this game is great. The options you have is through the roof. Most of the bosses are great. Let me get my paper and see what other options I like about the game. Let's see. The game looks great. It sounds good, despite the music not being perfect. The bosses are super fun. The stuff they added to the lore is really cool. And to sum it up, this is just a hyper-violent, chaotic, fast-paced adventure campaign that I love. And the multiplayer, not for me, probably for some people, not for me personally, is cool. And the hub world is, I don't think, utilized as well as it could have been. It's a cool concept though. And yeah, I think it's worth it. Definitely check it out if you haven't. If you like shooters, definitely gonna have fun with this one. This is one of the best shooters I've played in a long time. Super fast, super angry. Yeah, check it out. If you can get it less than retail price, good on ya. You will not regret it. Doom Eternal is a fantastic game, and I think you should pick it up. If not, you know what? What do I care? But I think you're missing out if you don't have it. That's the video. Another first one down, many more to come. Next one might be, I'm not even gonna hint at it because I don't know what game I'm doing next. I have a list though. This is horrible.
So you pooped your pants.
So you pooped your pants, you ruined the end of the review. That's the end of the video, I'm shutting it off. Goodbye.